Good evening, Ruskin enjoyers. I hope you're doing alright, because it's time for the Abnormal Barders, the Easter batch to be precise. So yes, we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, and then we have a chicken costume to chase after, because don't forget, with every brand new item introduced by Facepunch themselves, that is automatically abnormal, alright? So we don't have a lot to chase after tonight, but we can still discuss, you know, prices for all the other skins, that being the regular skins that are not abnormal. So if you don't actually understand my terminology, if you're confused with abnormal and regular, well, if you were to look in the description of this very video that you're watching right now, if you look in the description, you will see 2 videos are provided. The first video is 60 seconds long, it's a short video, and it goes over everything quite quickly in regards to what abnormals are. But if you want to go a little bit more in depth, understand as much as I know, feel free to watch the second video. It's about 20 minutes long. It goes a lot more in depth in explaining abnormals, how to identify them and how they behave and whatnot, and it would help you out. So in short, why do we care? Well, abnormal skins appear at a set time every single Wednesday night going into Thursday morning, depending where you're in the world, whether you're American, of course European, you get the idea. So basically we know where they're going to become marketable, and we want to put down the fastest barders possible, because we want to be the ones that pick them up for the cheapest prices and sell them for their better prices to make some sweet, delicious looking profits. It's as simple as that. So yeah, as I said, we got 1, 2, 3, and then technically 4 abnormals to chase after tonight. I'm going to discuss prices we could offer for them, and then of course we'll kind of get a good idea of how we're going to approach it. Like, we have to consider all the context, good and bad, and then that builds up to an idea of what we might want to offer. And then of course, same thing in regards to the regular skins as well. And remember, the regular skins only become marketable when the next rush door rotates, which will be tomorrow at some point. Alright, cool. Shall we jump in? Shall we start talking? Let's get started with the Easter Neon Large Box. So, this right here is technically a continuation of the small box that we had last year, and I guess you could say this is like a seasonal group of skins. Looking at the state of this, I have to question what's going to happen with this. Now, by default, with Easter skins, I'm just going to sit here and say they are not going to hold up very well. I mean, we haven't actually had Easter yet, like actual Easter, but we have got the Easter in-game content, and if we were to go over to here to last year's Easter skins, did they bounce in price with the holiday season? No! That one did a little bit better, but all these other ones, no! No. And then week 2, look at the skins here, how are they doing? No! No, people do not care for Easter. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So if you're going to sit there and say, will any of these skins potentially bounce up in the future? The only possible thing I can see it working out in that regard is the fact that these have sold very little. These have sold very little. We're only looking at 2 skins from this batch, this whole batch, that are going to do more than 10,000 sales bare minimum. Alright, that's from what we can see in terms of subscriber count. But looking at all of these other things, oh god. However, as I've said, you want to keep an eye out with all of these holiday batch of skins, because they tend to not sell that much, and that also leads to them being vulnerable to manipulation at some point in the future. So just take that into consideration. Right, let's now properly focus the Easter Neon Large Box. So in discussion in regards to this, as I've already said, this is a group. There's a bit of a collection here, we can see that, but they're all holiday themed, and you might notice with all the small boxes, they're all down in price. Awkward, but not surprising. We've discussed this. So when a holiday is out of season, why would people want to use the likes of an Easter themed skin during, you know, July or August or January? Do you get the idea? Out of season. And that applies to all of the holidays. So first of all, didn't sell too crazy of an amount, so maybe that probably helped it out a fair bit, but is there going to be actual genuine demand? Like, that could sit on the Steam market with only 20 listings, but if nobody's wanting to buy it, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to go up or anything. It's just going to be stagnant. It's just going to exist. So I'm a little bit worried. I am looking at this, aware of the negativity, but I don't really see much positivity. Now, I will also just quickly remind us, when we had the small box last year, it, for a while, was actually doing quite alright. It wasn't really going down in price. So, when we see it, let's click this. Steam, please work. Steam, please. Thank you. Okay. So, right now, this is currently selling for just under $1.50. There's only 55 on the market. But last year, during the summertime, it did quite alright. Went down initially for a bit, then went back up. And during the summer, the peak, it was selling above $2, the price it sold for. But now went down, up, down, and it's only sort of recovering now. A lot of Rust skins are like this, the Easter dip. Yet this is an Easter theme skin. Anyway, with what we have here, I can't help but assume the exact same thing will happen with the likes of our large box. Now that did sell more, 50% more compared to what we have here. Maybe the large box will be alright, but then we also want to consider how many large box skins do we normally get every single year? Well, last year, how many did we get? The answer was 19, and that includes Twitch drops. Guys, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if we have a batch of Twitch drops reasonably soon. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some large boxes in that batch. Please be aware of this. Now, when you look at all the marketable ones, you might notice quite a lot of them not doing very well. And if we look at the more recent skins, same thing. Down a fair bit, down a little bit. And then we, of course, had the very cool looking charity skin not too long ago, the clone large box. Okay. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? So I'm looking at this, right? I'm looking at this. And there's one more thing that I wanted to compare to properly. That would be the snowflake one, the, what's it called? Neon, where is it? There we go. Yep. So this is another holiday theme skin. But we have to acknowledge this real quickly. People care more about Christmas theme skins rather than Easter theme skins. That's not too hard to comprehend, I guess. Just understand that. Now, this has very low listings, as you can see, 43. On average, every skin on the Steam market, the Rust Steam market, on average has about 100 quantity. That is the expected amount. This is, well, half that. And remember, this sold for $2.49. That's looking pretty good. But let's look at its history. How did it behave since Christmas time? And, well, there you go, down. But it's starting to do a little bit better right now, sort of. I can't help but assume we're probably going to see something like this, but potentially worse. As I said, Christmas tends to get a lot more interest compared to Easter. So if that's currently sitting at about $2, I think at best this is going to probably reach up to about maybe $1.50 during a good time. Maybe it might go up in price a little bit, we shall see. But it's the sheer lack of sales that is also a positive for it. I don't think we're going to see that much of it, but is there going to be enough interest to keep price up? Don't fully know. So to play it safe, I would sit here and say we could offer 90 cents to maybe like $1.30. That would be my answer. So 90 cents, which of course is a very safe option to go for, and about $1.30, which would be halfway for the price that it's currently selling for. I am conflicted, but I just don't have a lot of faith in Easter skins. I'm sorry to say. But maybe, just maybe, the sheer lack of sales will help it out so much in the future. Alright, sounds good. Let's move on to the next thing. Hatched door. So, sheet metal doors. How many have we had so far this year? A lot. We are, what, almost 12 weeks into the year, and we've already got 10 of these skins, and they're not doing very well, and that's a problem. Now, of course, we had some holidays already this year. We've had the likes of the Year of the Dragon door for Lunar New Year, down 64%. Love Arrow Metal door, down 32%. I still think she'll have a rebound and go back up in price in the summer, but let's go look in the past and see if we had some other holiday-themed sheet metal doors. Please don't be slow. Come on, what happened? You're working perfectly fine a minute ago. Now when I'm streaming it, when I'm recording more specifically. Alright, what if I just click that, make it go away, and then do it again, and scroll down a little bit. It just had a moment, alright? It's got a little bit of stage fright. There you go. Thank you. Right, so Christmas door there, 50 cents now after it sold for $1.49. Oof. If we scroll down a little bit more, what do we see? This was a Halloween... Yeah, both of these were Halloween skins. $3.49, now it's 80 cents. $2.49, now it's $1. Huh. Last year, Neon Carrot door, $1.93 at the moment, even though it sold for $2.49, and Easter Chick door, $2.49, and, well, $1.23. Guys, this doesn't glow in the dark, does it? No, it does not. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking I worry for it a lot. I don't even think I want to do a barge on it personally. I can't help but assume that's going to probably go down to about 50 cents because it's going to be immediately out of season. Goofy, silly, I respect that. But is that always going to be enough for it to retain its value? Probably not. So at best, I'm probably going to only offer 40 to 50 cents. I know, I'm sorry, but I just don't really have that much faith in it. So we'll see what happens in the future, but it's only got 7,000 bare minimum sales. 7,000 subscribers to be precise. That means, at bare minimum, 6,940 individual people have bought this skin. We don't know how many they bought, but we know at least that amount of people have bought the skin. Even then, I don't have a lot of faith in it. I don't want to rely on manipulators to boost the price up, so we're just going to have to move on, I'm afraid. I don't think it's going to be doing alright, 40 to 50 cents. Over to here, we have the Happy Easter AK-47. How many AK-47s have we had so far this year? And the answer is... Come on. Don't be shy. There we go. We've got 11. 12 weeks in, and we've got 11. And, you know, if we get another AK tomorrow, that would be 12 AKs in 12 weeks. Yeah, that's fun, isn't it? So, basically, we are at a bit of a conundrum. Well, it's not really a conundrum. It's very straightforward. AK-47s at the moment doing a very bad job of retaining their value. Thundergold's doing a little bit better compared to the rest, but yeah, down 13, down 59, down 50, down 65, down 5, down 63, down 54, down 75, down 55. Now, what's the problem with this? Well, you take one quick look at it and you might notice very, very, very Easter themed. Cute bunny, I'll give it that. Lovely bit of artwork, nice and colourful, but Easter themed. And what's going to happen very soon? It's going to be out of season. And what's going to happen after that? Well, what do you reckon? What do you reckon? It's not going to likely hold its value. But it's sold hardly anything. But that's not too surprising considering after the past 6 or 7 weeks, we have had an AK-47 in every rust store. Every rust store. I'm looking at that, right? And I'm not optimistic. And I'm very sorry to say that, but with it selling right now at $2.49, guys, it's going to be a 60-cent to 80-cent buy order. It's going to probably just be better off being turned into metal. But hey, you know, if it's sold hardly anything, at some point down the line later on, maybe, just maybe, it potentially rises up in price because so much of it gets turned into metal instead. But yeah, it's not going to retain its value. It's not. We'll see what happens. But I have seen AK-47 skins with less subscriber counts being manipulated at some point in the future. But you have to understand this. Some of the skins that you see here, if one of them were to be manipulated, it wouldn't be surprising if it happened like a year later. That's how it usually works. You'll see skins from last year's holidays getting randomly selected and pumped. So, yeah, 60 cents to 80 cents. I'm very sorry. All right. So we've just discussed all the abnormal skins, but now we can discuss the chicken costume. So, yes, the brand new item that was introduced by Face Punch themselves. There is one big unfortunate problem. There is no workshop page, sorry. We don't know how many subscribers there are, because there is no workshop page. I'm sure you can understand. Now, SCMM can try its best to figure out based on the inventories it can see. However, looking at this, I don't know how many of them there are. Do you reckon there's just as many chicken costumes as there are egg suits? It's estimated there's about 4,000 plus of these egg suits in existence. I can't help but assume there's going to be a lot more. Not every single person that plays Rust is aware of SCMM, so of course, yeah, you should consider that there's probably a lot more of these than you realise. Now we should question what will happen to it from here and now. It's very goofy, it's very silly, but when you first look at it, do you think, oh yeah, that's Easter? Probably not. It's a chicken suit. It's a goofy, silly thing. However, I don't think it's going to be retaining that $9.99 price. No. I can't help but assume it's going to have exactly the same as the egg suit. We discussed that with the Rust rotation video. Well, I'm saying it again. Egg suit sold for $10 last year when it officially came out for the Easter Rust store of 2023, but as you can see right now, it's not doing as good. Now, yeah, right now it's selling for $8 in the Rust store, but it went cheaper. Like, it went a lot cheaper. So with it being reintroduced into the Rust store, it elevated to a higher price, but that will only stay like that until the Rust store rotates, and then, you know, if we don't have the egg suit in the Rust store anymore, it'll probably go back down again. But look at the state of this. Now, let's be a little bit more concise. Yeah, so don't forget, initially, for the first year, from like 2022 to 2023, there's like a few egg suits that somehow got found in high quality bags. So initially it was very rare, but it's not anymore. Don't worry, it's not anymore. This is what I want to focus on. So after springtime, it eventually goes up in price a fair bit during the likes of the summer, but during the autumn fall seasonal dip, it goes down. And it goes down to about $4 at one point, at its lowest. This is what I expect for the likes of the chicken costume. Now, you've got to probably sit there and say, which one's better? The egg, or the chicken or the egg? I just kind of thought of that. All right, sorry, I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, which one do you like more, the egg suit or the chicken costume? Yes, the chicken costume comes in 3 different varieties, but the egg suit, you can draw whatever you want in it. Anything you want. So, I'm a little bit hesitant because of that. All right. I think what I will be doing is I'm going to do $1.50 and $3. Yep. I'm not joking. I feel like that's probably the best way to go about this. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be offering. if you think you want to go higher, by all means go for it. But I'm thinking further ahead, right? Like I said, the autumn-fall seasonal dip with the likes of the egg suit, it got cheap. And I can't help but assume the exact same thing will be happening to our chicken costume. So if it's going to probably go down to about $4, why not just do like a $3 buy order? But that's the expectation. It doesn't necessarily mean it's definitely going to happen, but I can't help but assume that will likely happen. Maybe it goes lower. Maybe. But we had this discussion not too long ago when we had the Lunar New Year. We had to discuss what are we going to offer for the likes of the spear, which is over here, and of course the dragon launcher. And well, the spear did go down in price. It's down 33% at the moment, but the dragon rocket launcher actually went up. So yeah, what do you think? Because it can go either way. It can be neglected or it can be cherished and loved. It's a coin flip and it's awkward. So if you truly think the chicken costume is amazing, if you truly think it's going to be doing perfectly fine from here and now after Easter and whatnot, go off for a higher price. But I'm being a little bit more realistic, and I think I'm just going to play it safer. And let me remind you, if I play it too safe, then, you know, I might not ever buy one of these. I'll accept that, but I really don't want to get burnt out. I really don't want to get dumped on. I said bumped. Dumped. Right, so for that, $1.50 and $3 buy order, but if you want to go higher, that's up to you. You could go all the way up to $5 if you so wish. You actually might buy some over the course of now to the summertime, because let me remind you, even Exuit went up in price a fair bit during the summer, but it's after the summer where it went all wrong. Alright then, now that we've discussed all the abnormals and of course the brand new chicken costume, we can go ahead and start talking about the likes of the regular skins. These skins, I must remind you, they only become marketable when the rust store rotates tomorrow, okay? So you kind of have to question if you want to buy some now. So let's get talking. Easter Chick Hammer. I felt very confident in this, but some things have appeared that have made me question this a little bit. What's wrong, Hedge? Well, I'm sure many of you are aware, I always do my Rust Workshop skin checks. Every single week, I'm looking at all the newest skins that appear. And of course, don't forget, if you were to go to the description, you'll see all of those continuations listed out right there. Let's just go over to here real quickly, and what do we see? Yeah, more hammer skins appeared. More specifically, that's the hammer from hell. Technically, it's the second attempt to see if that could be accepted, but the point I'm trying to get across is other skin creators noticed the chick hammer got accepted, and they made attempts at their own hammer skins. There were 3 skins submitted in the newest batch of Rust Workshop's submissions, and I get the feeling we're going to probably see a lot more, and I'm a little bit hesitant and worried that we're probably going to see some more hammer skins being accepted, which would of course negatively affect this, because this is special right now. As I have said, and I hope I never have to mention this ever again, there was about 2 years where we did not have a hammer skin in a Rust store. Even though you're constantly using the hammer, always upgrading and building your bases and whatnot, we never had a hammer skin for 2 years. I'm very surprised. But then again, you know, we had Twitch drops and whatnot, but the point still remains. We used to get quite a lot of them accepted in Rust stores, but for some strange reason, over the past 2 years, 0 until now. Easter Chick Hammer. So this hasn't sold a ridiculous amount. It's done 13,471. That's the bare minimum amount of people that bought this. Now, did some of them buy 50 or 10 or 20? I mean, I bought 10 of them to give away, so I hope you're looking forward to that, chat. But with what we see, out of everything here, that is actually probably the best thing that's going to retain its value. I will sit here and say that. But as I said, with more hammers being produced now, it's getting a little bit... So I'm looking at this and thinking, I could, if I really needed to spend some money, I would buy some, but I don't really need to spend money. So I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking, and I'm thinking, and I'm thinking, and I've come to the conclusion that I'm probably just going to stick with doing a buy order. I have bought some already anyway, so don't worry. But I think I'll probably do between $1 and $1.50. Now, we'll see what happens from here and now, but if we don't see another hammer skin being accepted, well, let's say for another 2 years, I'm pretty sure he's going to be perfectly fine, much like all of those hammer skins, if we look over to here. With no hammer skin accepted for 2 years, all of the marketable ones rose up in price ever so nicely, and they're all in the green, except one, that one there, holiday theme, so don't worry. But yeah, look at all of these, look at all in the green, all in the positive, very nice, very cool. If we don't see any more hammer skins from here and now, he should be fine, should. Do you know what I should also do? Real quickly, let's just quickly compare all of this by subscriber count. And he's not even the highest bought hammer. He's not even the highest bought hammer. We have 4 more ahead of it. So don't assume it's sold too much. It looks to be okay. All right? Looks to be okay. It is a chick. It is cute. And look at the size of that leg right there. Blimey. Jesus. God. So yeah, he's okay. He's okay. But I'm doing $1 to $1.50. Right, let's move on. What do we have next? The Carrot Blaster SAR. So I'm just going to be very brutally honest with you in regards to both of these weapons here, the Carrot Blaster SAR and the Chocolate Hunter MP5. Nice and cool and perfectly awesome for the likes of Easter and whatnot. But as I've already said, Easter's about to finish. Easter's going to come and go. And, well, for both of these weapon skins, I will sit here and say 60 cents to 80 cents. They're gonna get cheap. I'm very sorry to say. But I've already mentioned this and I'll say it again. I can't help but assume with such low sales that these are both prime candidates to be manipulated at some point. Don't be surprised that happens. This only has 4,600 subscribers. This one has 6,300 almost. But yet both of them, either one could be, attacked and manipulated and suddenly sell for $20 in the Steam market. Why? Because manipulators have attacked them. But again, I don't normally see anything like that happen until maybe another year or so. So it's not really something I'd rely upon, I'm sorry to say. So with that, let's move on to the likes of the clothing pieces. So I said this before, I'll say it again. Easter hoodie and pants, I get the feeling people didn't even realise this was actually part of a collection with these skins, because these skins didn't even go up in price, they've just stayed low, and it's very sad to see. Well, these in fact have sold half the amount compared to what these sold, so that's not going to get any better, is it? But these, to sell that low, cool. But I will sit here and say this, I can't help but assume next year we'll probably see Chocolate Easter Tier 3 armour being made. Would we see a spike in price? Well, people would have to notice if it's a collection. Because they didn't do it this year. Oh dear, oh dear. And I did make up that very... well, I didn't make it up. I did point out. We're going to be getting a new biome this year. If you can recall, at the very beginning of January this year, not too long ago, about 2 months ago, Facepunch kind of put out like a roadmap sort of blog, and they said this year we're going to introduce a new biome. What is that new biome going to be? Because I did sit here and say, would dark brown prove to be useful at some point in the future? I'm talking in regards to nice, brightish green for the likes of forests, forest raiders. A nice whiteout set for the likes of snow and Arctic areas, and of course, a nice desert raiders set for the likes of desert. But what could that new biome be? Maybe it's underground. Maybe that don't. Maybe clothing colours don't matter then. Actually, an underground one would be pretty cool. It would be achievable. So with what we have here, it's very unfortunate to see. But I don't even think I really want to go for them. I mean, I could do like 30 cents and 40 cents buy orders. I'd probably pick up a whole bunch of them. And yeah, maybe Tier 3 does come out next year. Maybe it does work out quite alright. We'll see. I don't really want to buy some. I have tons of skins that are really cheap that I managed to pick up for very cheap prices. And let me tell you, trying to make a profit out of them, it's not really worth it. You might make like a few pennies profit. Is that really good? Not really, no. So, yeah, we'll leave it at that, 30 to 40 cents. And over to here, well, this got awkward. So, Sweet Treat, nice primitive set. Nice and sugary and delicious. These did about 10,000 bare minimum sales. These have barely done 4,000. What? Yep, that happened. Well, that's awkward. And yeah, people did acknowledge this was a set. These did spike in price a little bit and then went back down again. Oh dear. But I have to ask you. Oh, not you. Go away. No, I clicked the wrong thing. Sorry. Looking at this, don't you want to look sweet and delicious? Oh, yes. Look at that. Oh, yes. Nice and sugary. Hey, it's goofy. It's silly. But it's a set. Do you think people would want to dress up like that? In goofy places, You could dress up like a frog. You could dress up like a wafer or a chocolate, whatever this is. You could dress up in various different silly things, like a cow, the camouflage set. If people want to dress up silly, this is definitely something silly. But maybe people don't always want to dress up silly. So, yeah. The burlap shirt and pants. What prices are we going to want to offer for the likes of this? Well, I will sit here and say, I wouldn't be surprised if we see even more. I know there was... Okay, Duck did intend to make more than just the burlap shirt and pants. He was going to try and push it, but he kind of just said, at some point he just said, no, I'm just going to do the shirt and the pants. Next year, I won't be surprised if we see more. Like, he's been successful 2 years in a row. Of course he's going to do another one. Of course. What would it be? I do not know. But more primitive skins would definitely be interesting. But from what we saw this year, it didn't really do anything, did it? So, yeah. Holiday themed skins are awkward. 30 to 40 cents. It is not a fun abnormals this week, is it? I'm very sorry to say. But we do have interesting things to still talk about. Oh, yes. So, April Forcewipe is just around the corner. We have to discuss what we might potentially see with tomorrow's Rust Store. I don't know. I have no idea. I still think it's going to be a second week of Easter. There's plenty of skins to still pick from here. Plenty. Tons. So many. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be very, very, very deplorable heavy. That is if we do get a second week of Easter. We had one last year. Maybe we'll still see one for tomorrow. We shall see. So, I don't know. But let me tell you, there's been a lot of normal skins submitted over the past 2 weeks. As you can recall, last week with last week's Rust Workshop skin checks, a lovely, interesting batch of skins right there. You got the likes of the Comics jacket there. You got the likes of Solus Legion Tier 3. What else did we see? We have Skullforce Burlap, Primitive Clothing, Cursed Primitive Clothing with the Burlap set there. A bunch of interesting weapons. Well, do you know what? We, of course, had another batch of normal, regular, non-holiday theme skins. So this is the most recent Rust Workshop skin checks. As I slowly go through here, you got a monkey furnace, Kakloma sleeping bag, a cheese box, blocky cargo right there. Get a good look at this real quickly. Look at that. Oh, looking nice and pretty. Continuation of the garage door that we had very recently. What else do we see? Well, we got the likes of some continuations with the Sheepman of Doors over here. We got Damascus with its very cool glow in the dark. You've got Polished Obsidian looking nice and shiny right there. Scroll down a little bit more. Toxic Wolf has returned with a garage door. Then we got the likes of more sheet metal double doors. Look at all of that. Look at that. Oh, that's nice and cool. You got some more grounded style designs. That's looking nice and cool. And yep, all of them glow in the dark, of course. Then we got some hammers. I've already pointed this out. You got a glow in the dark one there. You got a big one here, and you got the hammer from hell. So yeah, get a look at this. So lots of interesting things have been submitted, but when are they going to appear? Are we going to see a regular Rust Store tomorrow, or are we just going to have a very jam-packed April Forcewipe? So, you tell me, what are you thinking? Are you feeling optimistic? Are you looking forward to the potential continuations that we might see? But when, chat? When? When? What do you need more? What do you need most? What do you love most, chat? What was the thing that you saw very recently that you'd love to see? Because I can't help but assume it might be some clothing and armour that I've noticed. Well, number one, you got a Comics Primitive here. Some nice white primitive clothing for the Arctic area. That might be interesting. But as we scroll down a little bit more, what's this? Do I need to remind you, for every Forcewipe over the past 3 months, we have had a Legacy Kevlar skin being accepted. What do you see right there? I wonder. It makes him look really bulky. That's the funny thing. He looks like twice as big. But hey, it's a Legacy Kevlar skin, and I think that would definitely help out the set based on the prices they're currently selling for. Do you like pizza? Everybody loves pizza. Look at this. Ah, yes. Nice and greasy. Oh, yes, exquisite. Last year we had the pizza collection. We got all the clothing and armor pieces except Tier 2. Well, here's a version 2. Let's see if that works out. Oh, nice pizza bat. Then over to here we have Camouflage Net. This is part of the Camouflage Net collection with the rugs, the garage door, the sheep of the doors. Remember all that? Mishka, about 1.5 years ago, made an attempt for a Tier 2 set. Didn't get accepted. 1.5 years later, now, present time, he made another attempt. But it's a bit awkward that he released it now, because what do we see right here? What do we see right here? Guys, I know we were super hopeful. We were praying. We were demanding Flashbacks Tier 3. Which, you know what? Doesn't matter too much now. We've got Tier 2 here. Maybe Flashbacks Tier 3 just needs a version 2. Guys, look at that. Look at that. We've got Flashbacks Tier 2. Now, I've already seen anticipation purchases happening already with the likes of the Flashbacks hoodie and pants. It's lining up to be a very interesting April Forcewipe Rust Store, let me tell you. And I haven't even got to the point where we talk about the updates. So let's just quickly finish off with looking at the final things I wanted to share. You got the likes of inflatable set with some Tier 3 armor there. If you want to look nice and inflated, then yep. Look forward to that. And then, of course, we have Chameleon Tier 3. This was a matter of when rather than if, trust me, because I'm pretty sure we're also going to be seeing Deplorables soon. Mr. Milho Frito has made the likes of Tempered Collection and various other collections, and you should not be surprised this was going to happen. Do you reckon that looks like a chameleon's face? Do you like the holographic coloration? The greens, the purples, the sheen. Oh, the sheen, look at that. And how about we rise upwards? There we go. Oh. Now, do you want to be nice and shiny outside? You probably don't. I don't know. I don't know. But you got to admit that does look nice and shiny. Look cool. Also, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Underground. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Sorry. When you see that bit, that does look pretty cool. But you probably would kind of like look like a bit of a Power Ranger or something. Hey, just give me a red one, a yellow one, a blue one, and we're all good. Right, no, the white Power Ranger, yeah. Does it come with a flute? Don't worry. Anyway, I know that was the green one. Shut up. Anyway, so yeah. Look at look at all of that. And yeah, lots of interesting skins, lots of interesting things. But what will happen? Will we be seeing regular Rustore tomorrow? Or will we have to wait until April Forcewipe? So now I'm going to quickly hop over to the likes of here, and I want to bring up all the changes that are going to be added. So Alistair's just dished it all out. Changes to cargo ship, and of course, with in line with the likes of the Harbour Monument, we're getting changes to lunch. So we're getting different types of lunch. Oh yes, catering's improving. Now, launch site, APC. Changes to oil rig, electricity's getting reworked, the first ever tool cupboard skin. Mr. Protox, you should follow him. He's been putting out a lot of content recently, showcasing all the newest stuff that's about to appear. Well, he's actually got a video here as well, so I definitely would showcase this real quickly. Again, you should go ahead and look at Protox's Twitter and YouTube. And if we could just get a quick look at the likes of this over to here, you can see that this is likely going to be our DLC for April. Pretty nifty, pretty cool. Hey, it tells you if it's decaying. Now that might not be for everybody, and if you want, go check up this video yourself. When you add things, it will actually show it right there. That's cool. So go give Mr. Protox a good watch. He's always showcasing all the newest things that are going to be appearing into Rust soon. As I said, his Twitter's just as valuable. So that's looking pretty nice. And then we haven't even shown you the bikes. Yeah, I don't think bikes are going to be ready for the likes of April, but they will be soon. So regardless, I mean, you got to watch that real quickly. Look at that. So he's going to jump on it. Oh yeah, those wheels are perfectly fine. Yeah, we might need a little bit more work in progress with the likes of that. But yeah, they're working on something. It's going to take time, but let them cook, right? Let them cook. Let's see what happens eventually. So we're going to get a normal motorbike, and we're going to get a motorbike with a sidecar. So whilst you drive, someone can sit there and shoot. Awesome. So lots of interesting things on the horizon, but it's all next week. So we have to be a little bit patient. Now, I have been looking at the commits. And in the commits, I do see a mention of they're going to remove Easter. But that very likely could be next week. All right, next week. So as I scroll down over to here, it's going to say removing Easter or stopping, disable Easter. There you go. It says it right there. That was mentioned today. However, with it being batched with all of these other things, it's got to be next week. So I'm sure Easter's going to be sticking around. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be an Easter Rustore tomorrow. Who knows? We're going to find out. I wonder if we're going to be happy or not. So yeah, it's that's everything. I don't know what's going to happen, but if it is Easter tomorrow, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I enjoy the break. I'm not going super crazy like wanting to buy skins. I like a good week or two where I get to chill out and just not have to fuss so much. So that's everything. Thank you very much for watching this far. I'm now going to skip ahead because my brain don't work no good. And we're going to go straight to the bilders. So with that, right, here we go. Chasing after chicken costume first. It is midnight, and it's actually the last midnight abnormals for 6 months because clocks are changing in the UK this weekend. I didn't bring that up earlier. I'll make a big fuss about that a little bit later. And there we go. And 500 bilders already. Well, that's life. That's life. And then if we quickly hop over to here, and 2.8, there we go. Simple as that. Right, let's go get those other skins if I really care that much. Go on then. Why not? And, well, there you go. Cool. So we got the things we cared most about out of the way. So, yeah, we got some people pushing up with some stronger buy orders. Again, look, it's up to you. For it to go down in price, it's probably not going to really sharply go down in price until around, probably September time. So you've got plenty of time to be aware of it, look at it, keep, be prepared if anything goes wrong. So yeah, for now, it should be okay. It very likely will have a decent summertime, but yeah, it's that autumn-fall seasonal dip. It's quite a fair ways away, but it's still eventually going to happen. All right, can't avoid it. Can't avoid it. Alright, so the other skins haven't appeared, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to skip ahead, and then we'll talk a little bit more, and we have to bring up the whole idea that the abnormal times have changed now. So with that... Right, we're back, so it's been about 30 minutes, and one of the skins still hasn't appeared yet. So you can notice this has a price now, this has a price now, this has a price now, which of course means we still have not yet actually seen the large box appear. But anyway, as we look over to here, you can see the chicken costume, which right now is selling for $9.99 in a rush store. Its barders are not looking strong. Yeah, looks like my talk probably got through to a lot of people. The bulk of the barders basically seems to be around $3. Yeah, you got a whole bunch here, but it's pretty much around here. So I'm pretty sure we will be seeing some more barders appear over the course of maybe the next 12 to 20 or so hours. I would expect that. But yeah, this is where the bulk of it is. 1,800 requests to buy. Hey, it is what it is. So yeah, I did just over $1.50, and my other buy order was actually a little bit stronger. I think I am $3.53. I'm fine with that. I decided to go a little bit more stronger. I completely exhausted an account doing that, so that's fine. I'm fine with that. That is not going to retain its price. No, that is not going to retain its $9.99 price. I don't know how many have been bought, but I'm pretty sure that has sold quite a fair bit, at least a few thousand, which would be enough for it to be okay. Like it's not going to be stonking. Unless someone comes up with a very cool sort of like exploit where you need to wear these, we shall see. Maybe it's going to look really goofy if you can somehow wear them whilst riding the potential new motorbikes. That would probably be pretty funny. I don't know if that's going to be doable, but we'll find out eventually. So anyway, for what it is, it's fine. But as expected, this is likely where it's going to end up at its lowest point. So we'll see what happens again in the future. Now, looking at the Hedge store, yeah, no support. $2.49, highest buy order is, 62 cents. Yeah, yeah, that's happening. And then over to here, the Happy Easter AK-47, highest buy order is 87 cents when it's selling for $2.49. Yeah, cool. Happy Easter, hey! And then the Easter large box has not yet appeared. And we don't know how long that'll take, but it hasn't appeared. So that's the answer we have there. So, yeah, welcome to Easter. I'm sorry to say there's just not really much to talk about. But, this probably is a shorter video overall. I haven't been keeping track. But there are other things we need to discuss. So back over to here. I mentioned it just a little bit earlier, and we're going to have to mention it again. Clocks are changing in the UK. Abnormals are now 1 hour later for another 6 months. I hope you're looking forward to it. For the Europeans, they're screaming and crying now because they have to wait even later now for abnormals. But for you Americans, it's just another hour later in the evening for you, so consider yourselves lucky. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. So just to keep you all informed, that's happening. Face Punch is based in the UK, and well, it seems like they only ever change when, the UK clocks change. Alright, awesome. So, are you feeling optimistic for tomorrow? Do you reckon it's only going to be another Easter Rust store? Or do you reckon we're going to actually get some interesting looking skins? Non-Easter themed skins is what I'm saying. I'm leaning towards, I think it's just another batch of Easter skins. Maybe a hybrid, maybe do 50-50 Easter and a non-Easter. We'll see. But there's one thing I just want to address to all of you. On SDMM.app, it can actually calculate, based on how many sales have happened, how much money has been earned or how much revenue was gained. This week has only done $54,000. And you might sit there and say, only $54,000? Are you Are you joking? Like in a sense of that sounds like a lot of money. Well, if we just go back a few weeks, like to February 22nd, for example, a standard week, almost $300,000. Yeah, Easter has not sold well. So I don't know. It's up to Facepunch what they do, but yeah, 54,000's nothing. Nothing. So, all right. Are you optimistic that we could see some very, very, very interesting continuations potentially tomorrow? What do you reckon? I don't know, but it's fun to find out, I guess. So we'll be streaming tomorrow. Look in the description of this video that you're currently watching. You'll see my links there. And yeah, it's as simple as that. So I'm prepared for more depression. Oh, yes, I am. As per usual. So that's life, I'm afraid. You never really know what's going to happen next, and it usually leads to a not so nice outcome. So at the very least, if you want to be aware of all the new skins, please consider watching my Rust Workshop skin checks. It's located right there. The link to the collection is located in the description of the video, but maybe you want to listen to me as I go through all of them. It's up to you. I do point out all the collection continuations. I do discuss if that could potentially be a nice investment. Grab them whilst you can if you need to. And yeah, that's it. So April Forcewipe next week with a lot of very interesting things, but that's not until next week. What will the Rustore rotation time be tomorrow? It'll probably be the standard time of about 8 o'clock in the evening UK time tomorrow, if you understand the time zones and whatnot. Maybe it might be a little bit later. We'll see. But like I said, I will be streaming. I will be streaming tomorrow. We will be discussing that. And now I actually need to stop right now in terms of my stream because I've got to go do sticker capsule builders in the morning. Oh, there's so much stupid stuff to do. So thank you very much for watching. Also consider looking at the likes of my Twitter. I do retweet pretty much every single skin that's announced, I guess you could say. So if you want to get an early look, feel free to sort that out. So yeah, everything's all been said and done. Thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Let's see what happens next. And don't forget, abnormals from now on are 1 hour later. So, catch you later.